What's up, everyone? I hope you all are having a wonderful and blessed day, and if not, I do hope it gets better. I would like to say thank you for stopping by the channel and checking out today's video. It means a lot to me, and I actually really appreciate it. I really do. Now, if you're enjoying the content that you're seeing here, and you wouldn't mind continuing to help support not only me, but the channel as well, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can stay updated on all of my future content. Now, today will be a very quick video. Today, we're going to be talking about the possible impact this game could have on the future of Marvel games as a whole. So, as we know, Midnight Suns is a tactical RPG game, very far from the likes of games like Spider-Man, Captain America, and X-Men, and the list goes on and on and on. Now, the genre of Marvel games is dominated by action-adventure games with a few RPG-style games tossed in there and one of the best fighting games of all time, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There are some other categories as well in Marvel's book, but we're not gonna go explicitly into detail. It's just those are the ones that I listed are the main ones pretty much. Now, Marvel games over the past couple of years have more or less been the same, with some exceptions here and there, right? But the conception of Midnight Suns, in my opinion, has the ability to open doors into new territory. One of them being the aspect of including created characters into their games. Midnight Suns is actually the first to do this. Now, we've gotten close before with games like X-Men Destiny, but it ended up falling short. Introducing this feature into their games is a major change of pace due to countless games over the past years having us play through the eyes of already established heroes and anti-heroes and sometimes villains of the Marvel universe, right? You're playing through a new story, but instead of watching someone else lead the charge, you're at the center of everything. The heroes that you like and love are there to follow your lead as you call the shots. DC Universe Online, I would say, isn't the best example, but it's a good example of how well gamers and comic fans took to the concept of creating your own character in order to fight alongside the legends of whatever universe that you are now a part of and was on your way to becoming a legend yourself. Now, this was a very experimental thing for Marvel because this is new territory for them in terms of this type of game on console. But hopefully, if it does well, this can be the spark that light the flame of introducing this concept in future Marvel games, like an X-Men game where you can create your own mutant from the ground up. It doesn't have to necessarily be a turn-based game, so to say, but just more experimental games outside of what we normally always get, which is action adventure. Now, in terms of the kind of game that this is, right, Midnight Suns, I gotta pick my words here so you can understand me clearly. Games like this are on mobile. They are. Regardless of what any of you say, though, those games make straight bank. The combat for Dragon Ball Legends is about 80% controlled through the actions of cards that you hit. And that game brought in $40 million worth of revenue only a month after release. And I'm not saying that Midnight Suns will bring in that amount. That's just a simple example, so to say, right? Now, I'm pretty sure that someone watching this video is saying, oh, it's because it's Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is popular. You're right. I'm not going to disagree with you. Dragon Ball usually brings in bank, even for some of the games on the more worst side of things, like Ultimate Tenkaichi, Jesus Christ. But I use that as an example because this game has Marvel attached to it. Having one of the biggest IPs in the world attached to your game will for sure go a long way in terms of people looking at it, right? I mentioned this in the past video, but there are people out there legitimately who do not play these kind of games. Action adventure, fighting, shooting, crafting, right? They don't, turn-based is not their go-to games. But after seeing characters like Scarlet Witch, Iron Man, and Spider-Man, that's attracting them enough in order to pull them in so that they can check out the game and eventually want to buy it. A good example would be XCOM, the game's Midnight Suns predecessor, which was also made by Firaxis. Now, there are still a lot of people out there who have never heard of XCOM or just simply don't know what it is. I could go on Twitch right now, go into any one stream. They could be playing Apex, they could be playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, NBA 2K, PGA Tour, Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball Z, whatever game it may be, right? 9 out of 10 of them more than likely would have never heard of XCOM. They have no idea what it is. I asked them about Midnight Suns, however. Oh yeah, that's that new Marvel joint that's supposed to be coming out this year. I heard that got pushed back, didn't it? That's the reaction that I've been seeing more and more and more when you actually go looking. People know about it, and they know about what's going on because Marvel is attached to it. That's how important it is. So again, having one of the biggest IPs in the world attached to you will definitely go a long way in terms of people looking at the game. And if that can translate into sales, who knows? Maybe that can translate into a sequel. I hope so. I definitely hope so. Back on point. Turn-based strategy games have more of a home on consoles than you would think. XCOM, like I just mentioned, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Fire Emblem, Persona 5, Chrono Trigger, that's all of my old heads and cultured people watching this video. These are all successful and beloved games. Yet this one is getting bombed to high hell over the card system. Also because you can't really drive a tank through a city, crashing through corners of buildings, or web swinging through a city, or even fly under a low sky ceiling. But let's go ahead and let's keep it a buck. The main 3 issues people have with this game in order are the cards, the graphics, and it being turn-based. The only thing I will even attempt to budge on, if I'm being honest, will be the graphics, because I've said this multiple times before, and this is something that does still bug me, because I don't like seeing it. There will be times where the graphics look great, and there will be times where it looks like I'm watching a not fully rendered cutscene. Like, it's just it bugs me. It is what it is, but still, like, let's be real. You don't like the reason you hate the game ain't because it's a bad game. You hate it because it got cards. Like, I understand everybody ain't played it yet, but let me go ahead and get back on topic. Now, it's clear that Marvel is trying to expand their horizons, not only in the kind of games that they publish, but also in terms of giving out more creative freedom to the studios that's working on them. Fireaxis with Midnight Suns, Motive Studios with Iron Man, Skydance's Black Panther, and the Captain America game, right? The success of Midnight Suns could possibly help solidify the chances of getting another game like this down the line, or even doubling down on the whole created character aspect, introducing that in more games later on in the future. As of now, though, it's pretty much all a big what if. So all we can really do is kick back and see what happens. Now, my question for all of you here, right? Do you think Midnight Suns could set a new standard for Marvel games going forward and convince them to experiment more with different types of genres? Or will this whole project be a bust? Let me know how you guys feel. I'm curious to see and read some of y'all answers. And if you've enjoyed the video, I hope you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and smack the hell out of that notifications button so you'll never miss out on any of my Midnight Suns related content. And I will catch y'all in the moonlight. Peace.
Trying to live life, pull up to the club with the bottles on ice. Need a back end by the end of the night. I'm an artiste and a socialite. Trying to do it big, trying to live life. Pull up to the club with the bottles on ice. Need a back end by the end of the night. I'm an artiste and a socialite.